those, now he has, now the Navi tells us a different vision. Those two magog for Asher Yidov Hashem et Kol Ha'amim Asher Tov Al Yerushalayim. It's really a fighting description because it is an absolute description of nuclear radiation, of the effects of nuclear radiation on people. This will be the plague that God will visit upon those that came to fight against Jerusalem, that came to fight a Sovu that mobilized against Jerusalem. Homed B'tzoro, who Homed al Raglav, his flesh will melt away while he still stands on his feet. Einov Timakna B'choreyan, his eyes will melt away in their sockets. L'shono Timak B'shiyem, the tongue will again melt away in its mouth, which is the effect of a radioactive blast. He burned to death, charred. On that day, there will be a great confusion, a great panic. They won't know what to do. They will each hold the hand of their friend, of their neighbor, looking for support. They also yodo al yad re'eu. And instead, they will turn and make war against each other. They will raise their hand against their neighbor. There are many different interpretations of these four words. The simple explanation is that there will be Jews that will fight against Jerusalem as well, which is also, unfortunately, not difficult for us to imagine. There will be Jews who will be on the wrong side of the battle, even this great battle. Others say, in a much more optimistic and charitable vein, that the word Yerushalayim doesn't mean against Jerusalem, but for Jerusalem. Even those Jews, Yehuda, that stood away from the war, now they will come to participate. They will now come to fight, to enlist their offices on behalf of Yerushalayim. All the wealth of all of the nations of the world that was brought together in this war, in this fight. So we know what infrastructure it takes to support a large army. All of that, the gold and silver and all of the clothing, that will all become booty. Now in the ancient world, part of the rules of war was that you brought a lot of money to the war so that the winner would win the jackpot. That was like the rule. So they brought out always the jewels, the national treasures, etc. All of those things were brought to war, and then the side that won them, was able to profit handsomely. Later on, it was just made it was reduced to symbolism, like capturing the enemy's flag or the standards. You know, in the British, I think in the House of Parliament, they have hanging all of the flags that the British Empire captured. Napoleon's ensign at Waterloo. All of the flags are part of it. So that was meant to keep the contest. You know, there are unwritten rules of conquest and of the contest itself of war to make it interesting between the sides. But originally they brought actual money to the battle. Alexander the Great, when he fought the Persians, so each side had vast amounts of gold and silver that were in the camp, so that the triumph of the war automatically brought financial reward. Also in those times, to a great extent, they did not have conscription or a draft, and people did not fight so much for the cause as they fought. They were mercenaries. They fought for the wages, for the war, for the money. And therefore, the promise of money was necessary on all sides to guarantee that people would show up to fight. So much of this is part of this interpretation, that all of the great gold and silver and beautiful clothing וכן תהיה מגפת הסוס, הפרד, הגומל והחמור וכל הבהמה אשר יהיה במחנות ההמה במגפה הזאת. The same thing that happens to man, the Navi says, will happen to the animal kingdom, to the animals that were brought to war. So again, in our time that we are mechanized, mobilized, so to us it sounds strange. But literally until our time, it was the beasts who did most of the schlepping of war. The parrot is the mule, the sus is the horse, the camel, the donkey, all of the animals that were enlisted, that were brought into the war effort. So they will also be destroyed. So that's another apocalyptic vision. The Navi Karya jumps from vision to vision. It's not all one scene here, but he gives us bits and pieces regarding this time. Now he says, So it's chilling, the words of the Navi, because he intimates that most of the world is going to be destroyed. He said, those who are left over, those who have somehow survived from all of the nations that have come against Jerusalem. So now they will come to Jerusalem again, but now they will come in peace, and now they'll come with offers of praise and of thanksgiving, and now they will not come to war. So it's the same Jerusalem and the same nations, but a different attitude, which is always the vision of the prophet, is that the rest of the world won't change, the attitude will change. Once the attitude changes, so then many great things can be accomplished. The Olu Midei Shona B'Shona. They will come up year after year, meaning at least once a year. L'ishtachavos l'melech Hashem tzvokos, to bow down, to show their obeisance to the God, to the King, who's now the sovereign of the universe, that everyone acknowledges him. They will come to worship him. V'lochog es chag ha-sucos, and to celebrate, to commemorate the holiday of Sukkot. So again, that's the connection of the haftara to the day of Sukkot. And again, because of the universal quality of the holiday of Sukkot, out of all of the holidays, that's the holiday that the nations of the world will come to celebrate.